welcome back. The Two Alphas Talk. And tonight we're going to talk to you about shooting practice and your distances. How far back do you go?
All right. Let's see. Before we do that, we want to talk about before we get to the sponsor stuff. We want to talk about you guys not liking the channel. I mean, it's just getting ridiculous. I mean, it really is. YouTube is really screwing us here. And so we're going to focus everything on Rumble. YouTube is staggering our views, also pulling subscribers off our page. So we encourage you guys to go to Rumble. I'm going to pull the page up for you guys to see. And go to Rumble. If you don't have the app, and you still should be able to go to the not the YouTube page, but the Google Internet page, and still be able to see Rumble. Rumble works just like YouTube. And go into the search right here and type in the Two Alphas Talk. It's going to bring you up to this page right here. Right now, we only got 13 followers. I need more followers on this page. I know a lot of you guys are watching this show. The last show, we have over 280 people on Rumble watching this show. We should have at least 10% of that following or giving us a thumbs up, and we don't. The last show before that was 286 viewers. Then the last show before that, we had over 419 views. That this was a week and a half ago. You know what I'm saying? So come on, people, help us out. It's not going to cost you anything except a little click. If you like the content, please support the show.
Hell, if you don't like it, click the other one. Click the down button.
You don't have
interaction helps.
Yeah, you don't even have to comment. You know what I'm saying? I'm just asking you to do one little thing. Push a freaking button. Help us out. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is killing us, what you guys are doing here. You know, and it's not really putting the show up in the most viewed, the status or whatever on Rumble. Rumble works just like YouTube. So help us out. Help us get there. YouTube is crappy. I'm getting ready to go watch us on YouTube, Rumble on YouTube. That's what I'm getting ready to start doing. I mean, it's really getting bad, but I really need you guys to support this show because if we can't get this thing off the ground, you guys are going to lose us. So
yeah, we don't want to do that. But
yeah, so
we have to.
Yeah, because we can't keep paying money to keep a show on the air when we got people not supporting us, so we can try to get monetized. You know what I'm saying? And we're not even asking you guys for money and donations like a lot of these clowns are doing on a lot of these shows and asking for money and donation. We're not even doing that. Only thing we're asking for you is to like the show, share the show, and do whatever you can to support the show. That's the only thing we're doing. You know,
non-monetary. We didn't set up one of those things of the beg me pages. We're gonna let you see our new content first and give me $5.
Oh yeah, set that up. Right. We didn't do none of that stuff. So go to Rumble, look at the page, and you see we're gonna see these two ugly gentlemen right here wearing blue shirts on the page, and you're gonna look for this.
Talking.
Yeah, we'll look for this icon right here. The Two Alphas Talk is brown, and it's gonna say Two Alphas Talk, and just click on it and follow it. It's not difficult. All right. So off to other things. Now we can let me look at the chats. All right, ready. Thank you for showing up. And he's in. Boom.
Reggie Reg.
Yep.
I got to talk to you, bro. I'll be in touch.
Yep. WK, thank you for supporting the show. as always.
W- West Side.
Now we can thank our sponsor, right?
It's good enough time.
Yeah, we had to get that off our chest. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And go to saberteamtactical.com and go to classes at the top. There you go, Al.
Yeah, and as you guys know, and anybody's following, we're one-on-one specialists, man. We will bring you in private lessons, small groups, and we will get you up to speed. And if you go to my page, you'll see proof of that. Yeah, the young man has been working with me. I think it's his third session. But got a buddy out in the last two sessions, and he split a card. He split a playing card, and I can show you how to get that done. You know, this guy above me right now, he has other words to say, but it can be done. And it has benefits as far as trigger control and sight alignment. And you'll see it. Reggie made a comment on the page about it. And it's good. I mean, the guy was overly excited because he didn't believe that he was going to do it. And I told him, you only need one round. He said he's going to take two shots. I said, you only need one.
Yeah.
He got it done. So, but anyway, we're one-on-one specialists. We get you out there and we will get you up to speed. If you want to do self-defense, you're brand new to firearms and you want to learn how to manipulate the firearm, I'll break it out, take the gun open all the guns open, take them apart for you, field strip them, show you how to clean them, all that stuff. You know, we'll get you ready to go. Then anything that you see, any title you see, we can bring that out to you. We have lesson plans in here as well as on paper, and we will review those things before we meet you, and we'll be ready to present it our way of doing things to you. And trust us, our way is foolproof. It's been done 1,000 times. We're not making it out of our ass and bringing it out. These are things that are repetitive. You will leave there with confidence, guaranteed. Next class is coming up. Actually, are you still running it this week?
No, it's closed. It's closed. Yeah,
So that one is closed.
It's
You gonna down
closed.
A little bit for me, bro.
so we only got 2 classes left on the calendar for this year.
Mm-hmm.
And go ahead, Al.
Yep, the October 28th and November 18th. The 28th is going to be a blast, man. That's the Stop the Bleed and the medical and rifle battle class. That is a good class, man. Really good class.
Smoke
Like I said, I
grenades
keep
will
saying-
be deployed.
Oh yeah, there we go. I was going to
Yeah.
talk to you about that too. Some
Yeah.
other thing I want to run on, but smoke grenades, movement, working as a team, getting people out of danger, things like that will be discussed, as well as triaging. The triage part is probably the most important because it's not just for bullet wounds, but it's also for the event somebody gets hurt in a car accident. A kid gets in a bicycle accident in the woods. You're riding out in nature, and a kid gets hurt. How do you get him back? How do you stop the bleed? How do you set something in order so the person that maybe is a dislocation or a break? This class will get you the mindset to go from A to B to if this is happening, you need to do this. All of that. And I'm telling you, if just for the fact that you'll learn the different type of bandages and their usage, that's worth the admission right there.
And the class is designed to put you under stress so you can do this stuff. You'll learn it calmly under a non-stressful environment. Then we're going to put you under stress and let you execute it. And with the rifle fire and the yelling and smoke, it gets pretty chaotic. And
Yep, I threw one up on the page the other day of pictures that we had of you and Omar dragging each other.
yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's. If you,
Mhm.
you guys follow me on Instagram, go look at that and you'll see it. It's pretty cool. I mean, these things that you don't get to do on a regular basis. That's why
Right.
you pay somebody who knows what the hell they're doing, has experience. It's one thing to be certified. It's the next thing to have experience. Most of these people out here today are certified. That means they can get insurance, right? That means that they can produce and they can read from a lesson plan. We don't read from a lesson plan. We read from experience. These things we've already done. That's why we present to you not only our experience and ability to do it, but other people that we know. The guys that you went up to Rome with last week. What's his name? His name
Edgar.
You know, we associate with people that when we recommend you to somebody, it's somebody that we would listen to, not just some ass that he's another instructor in the circuit that we're in. No. These people have experience. These people can tell you from doing, not from reading. All right. Now I'm gonna jump off my bandwagon and The last class will be rifle and tactical gear class, and that one is another one. We always make jokes about your Wish products and your
Amazon.
Amazon products, and if you want to test them, bring them out. It's a fine test for any equipment, even the triple stitch, tactical gear that's designed for tactics. Bring it out and run it, because what happens is you may have it, you may be able to put it on, you may even adjust it properly, but you don't know what it's going to do until you put it under stress. And this guy, again, the guy sitting above me right now, he'll put you under stress. And if you see this come out, you know you're about to get it.
The knife
That
hand.
knife hand comes out, and he's talking, and you see this happening. Somebody's about to get it, and I've seen different variations of people getting it, from toes being lifted off the ground to full on arm bars was telling somebody to stop. The whole time he's saying stop, and I'm telling you, it gets very furious is what I say, and it's not violent, but it's very furious, because violence takes two people. When it comes to you doing something dumb and he's trying to stop you, and all of us yelling stop, 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 and your brain is already checked out that you think you were back in Southeast Asia and your ass ain't but 35 years old. You ain't got it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
you will get stopped.
We will get you stopped. And
Yeah.
then also, as I have to say, I'm gonna say pause before I say we have an Omar.
Yeah, we do have an Omar.
We have
Yeah.
an Omar.
So that class, the last class, rifle tactical gear class, was developed while I was on active duty, and it's been used in real life practical exercises. Over 8,000 different soldiers have learned these techniques and use them in real life, and we can actually see some of these techniques on Instagram. Every once in a while, they pop up, and so from different units around the world. So, and they're still using this stuff. So,
You see it in movies too.
yeah, you do
Better,
see it in
the
movies
better
too.
movies, the better
Yeah.
those guys that are better consultants. You see
Mhm.
you see a lot of these tactics in that.
Right. So if you want to learn something real good, come on out and
It's well
learn
worth the admission, my friends.
This is not for beginners. I have to phrase that.
That.
Yeah, you have to be an intermediate or an advanced student to come out and take this class.
If you
Or
don't know where that rifle's hitting, don't show up.
right, yeah, because there's a lot going on. Laser engraving. There's a video there. You can watch the leather patches. We make plaques, dog tags. I can engrave your magazines.
Yo, those business cards are looking really good.
Oh yeah. I got about 40 of them done. So,
Yeah, that looks good.
I got one half of them done. I got to do the other half,
Mhm.
and the leather patches. And like I said, we came out with some business cards for the Two Alphas Talk. I'll bring those up and show them too. But before I do that, remember last week we was talking about cleaning kits, right?
Mhm.
So I had posted on my Instagram of my cleaning kit I found that was in the on the shelf in the back where my ammo kit was. This kit is older than a lot of people's kids,
Mhm.
and
A lot of people's kids, a lot of adults out here.
yeah, a lot of adults. Yeah, it's been. I never took it overseas. It only stayed in the United States, and because it was just, it's stupid to take anywhere else. But I used this kit to clean up squad weapons, M16s. Well, I'll just run a video. You can watch from there. Let's see.
Mhm.
I think you should be able to hear it. This was my cleaning kit for when I was on active duty. I used to use it to help clean the cruisers and M16s in my squad. Still's got the Army bag in here. We got some two paintbrushes still left. Here's an old Army rag. I have no idea. That baby right there is worn out. Still got, what is this? Old Army can with some break free, some kits. Look at this. Still got a 203 bore kit because I carried the 203 for 3 years. Paint brushes. There's a bunch of other assorted stuff in there. There's another 203 brush. So This was my Army cleaning kit. This is what I had on active duty. Look at this. All these. Oh, this is rare. Yeah, I forgot I even had this. Headspace and timing key for 50 cal. You know? That I should have turned in.
You probably, yeah, look, you said that this is rare. That damn box is rare. I thought kryptonite was going to come out of that box when you first opened it.
That box is like I said, it's a grimy looking box. You touch it and there's grease that's still in grime. You gotta wash your hands after you touch the box.
I bet.
I mean, it's really something else. Yeah, I haven't. Matter of fact, I haven't went through that. That was the first time I ever went through that box, and since I left active duty, yeah,
Was those patches that you pulled out?
there was
first?
patches, yeah,
Okay.
and that green
Yeah.
bag. I forgot what that green bag was for, but it was for something. So I just put patches in it. I got it from I don't know. So, but there's all types of rod kits, M16 rods. There's 650 M60 cleaning kits in the bottom of that thing. There's a bunch of stuff in there. You know,
Yeah.
this is the clean squad weapons. Like I said, that headspace and timing kit key that was for the 50 cal. Yeah, that's like that's unusual. You know?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So only $500 you just threw back in their bag.
Yeah, exactly. And that was pretty funny. I just had to bring it out and take some pictures of it. You know. So also too, we had some things happening. And WK said he like y'all hit the thumbs up button for us, please. And he's just trying to remind you guys.
And if you guys can think about it, I don't know, everybody's not have space on their phones, and I understand that. But go to Rumble, even if you go to it on a website, right, and then open an account and go through that. Because a lot of times, what we were talking about earlier, this the platforms that we push the shows out on, only one of them is really negative,
Taken
and
off.
that's YouTube.
Yeah.
It's just what it is. That's the same thing that happens with Instagram and Facebook. The same guy owns all of them, and it's the same guidance or community guidance, whatever the hell it's called.
Right.
It's the same thing, and all three of them are being governed by the same way.
Yeah.
So
and
they're trying to alternate routes.
Right. And Rumble is a last place of free speech. So it's really been supportive. Thank you to everybody on the Rumble. Also, we're on Twitch, we're on Rumble, we're on YouTube and D Live. We got one follower on D Live. And we got a bunch of followers on Twitch too, like 7. And so it's actually growing on those channels. It's an unusual channel to be growing on those channels, but
right, because those channels are designed for gamers
and people in bikinis.
My wannabe OnlyFans.
Yeah, right. Phony OnlyFans jump off platforms.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you guys heard the Supreme Court supported the ghost gun thing. So now all ghost guns, they have to be registered and serial numbered. And what's ghost gun is, it's just a firearm that you can build from scratch, 80% lower, and you can cut it out yourself and you can build it. But now it has to go through an FFL. So yeah, so a lot of those guys,
more money.
Yeah, more money. So a lot of those guys are going to end up, who was manufacturing that stuff and didn't have FFLs, now are going to be shut down, and or they're going to have to get it.
And my mixed feelings about that. You remember that kid we talked about? I don't know if he was here in Georgia or he was in Alabama. He was a young kid, and he was selling damn near 20 guns a week. He was getting kits in, making them, and selling them on the street. And it's like, because
that's not what you're supposed to do.
That's what he was doing.
I know. That's what he got caught though.
Yeah, he got caught.
Yeah,
but he was like 16 years old.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is like, dude, there's no
that's
way
not what it's for.
That. Right. We don't defend nobody like that.
Yeah. The law states you can build your own gun without a serial number.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? As long as you don't.
But then when you have people like that, they get involved, and they abuse the situation, and then in turn the rest of us who were doing it properly get fucked.
Mm-hmm.
There's no other way around it, because it's like, I didn't sell no guns. I'm not selling anything, making something and then manufacturing and then selling something illegal. Hit this little dude, and apparently he got up to 180 guns that he sold.
Yeah.
How do you even get a kit? I mean, I know they're only parts, and I understand. You know, I could take both sides of the
He
argument.
had a drill press. He was
Dude,
doing it.
he literally was getting the P80 and putting Glock parts in it. It is no telling if those guns even worked. That's my point. He's slapping stuff together and selling them. And you know these jokers out here, they see something halfway clean.
Yeah, but that had
Fine.
serial numbers on it though. So I don't understand.
No, he was getting those. What you're saying is
He was getting the P80 lowers that
Right.
didn't have. There was
he was
I remember
one
they were
step
selling
above
those.
that. Right.
Right.
And I was when these politicians were running around and these ghost guns go, shut up. And I started to realize, okay, here we go. They may be a little bit of finally they figured out something that may be right with them. And then that was this little dude selling. And it was another one somewhere like Virginia or Maryland, and the same thing was happening. Some kids were not kids, but young people were selling these guns. Yeah, basically. They were selling these guns at that they were breaking apart. And then they were selling them on the street. And then then you get these other guys saying that reputable people are selling them on the street, and that's not true. It's not true. It's the same as the switch. You know, everybody wants a switch nowadays, and it's illegal, flat out. That's it. There's no way that you can say, okay, if you do it like this, then it's not illegal. No, it's illegal. But everyone wants one. Everyone wants one.
Right.
And it's like most of the new people that are coming on buying guns now are enamored by full auto. They just don't realize that magazine, was it $25 if you fill up a 9mm 30 round magazine? It's about $25. That's it. $25 right out, and nobody's hitting nothing with them. I watch it. I watch the videos. They just shooting into the ether.
They're shooting everybody except their target.
Well, yeah,
that's what they're shooting.
That's the criminal ones. I'm talking about the basic criminal ones.
Oh,
criminal. The advanced criminals actually going doing crimes with it, but the other ones who are taking videos just for shooting in the local dump.
Right.
Like, come on, man.
So, and it's another thing they're trying to do. They're trying to push a bill. I forgot the bill number. Where if you sell more than 3 guns in a nation, you got to have an FFL. So that's the new bill that they're trying to push right now.
Yep. So that will push away and hurt people like me selling a gun to you.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, you can only sell. It's going to be a limited amount of guns you can sell per year, and if you sell over that, you got to have an FFL or you will go to jail. You know. Yeah. So, and the way they're banning FFLs right now, it's like, well, why would you put yourself under that scrutiny to be inspected, to go through your house and all this other stuff? Then you can only have an FFL in your house for at least a year before you got to put it out into a shop. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So is it really worth it? You know, but we gotta really fight this bill. I don't think it'll pass, but the way the conservatives and Republicans have been lately, you never know. I mean, these guys are just lockstep with the Democrats right now, and it's really sad to see what's going on. And a lot of people don't realize that our gun rights are still under threat right now, and they just have no clue.
Well, they had a convention in Atlanta a week or two ago, and I think they were talking about that.
What's that? The RNC?
No, the other convention, the NAGA.
Oh, the NAGA group. They were talking about the gun rights and stuff like that being taken away. Oh, okay. I'm surprised. You know, I'm very surprised. You know, but.
I had to throw you a bone there, bro.
Yeah, I figured he was talking about Waffle House or something like that. You know what I'm saying? but I need to look at some videos and see if they were talking about that stuff. And also, too, we just had an incident out of Utah where a man has been threatening the president of the United States. He was approached twice. First time he walked off, then he goes to his home. The FBI shows up at his home with a search warrant. They wanted to talk to this dude because he had been. I read some of his threats, and this dude was giving in details on what he wanted to do to this man. You know what I'm saying? Which warrant I talked to
at least to talk to.
Yeah. But he started gunning. You
Bro,
know what I'm saying?
this is the thing that I say. And listen to what I'm gonna say. The way they showed up makes me go, how did you know to show up like that?
Yeah, they
They
showed
didn't
up
show
hard.
up in they didn't show up in suits and ties.
They showed up hard.
They showed
They
up
showed up
ready to
ready to
get
throw down.
exactly.
Let's get it on.
And I'm
You
like,
know?
wow, because
Mm-hmm.
maybe they knew more than they're letting on. And I think that's what happened because they showed up ready to go to war, and that's
Yeah.
what they did.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they did. I
So
don't think I think he bit off more than he can chew.
he probably did, but I just think
Mm-hmm.
it's quite funny that they did kill him. And
No story now, bro.
no, it's no story. It's only one side can talk.
Only one
And he
side.
had all this Trump paraphernalia in his house.
Mm-hmm.
I think he probably had a letter from Trump telling him to go ahead and put this stuff on the internet. It'll be there by the end of the week. It'll be another indictment, you know what I'm saying? For that. Yeah. So I mean you got to look at. I mean, all the people who threatened the president. It's only been
Like you say what you said earlier. Say
Yeah.
you're right. I mean,
all the
that
people
makes
who
sense.
threatened the president, even these Hollywood guys.
Mm-hmm.
None of them been arrested or killed,
Mm-hmm.
except this guy.
What you said was valid. I mean,
Yeah.
I think that this dude was dealt with properly, but at the same time, what you said is still valid.
Yeah, I don't trust nobody at this point. I don't trust the FBI, ATF,
Nope.
the news.
You
I
see
do.
the four guys from Fort Dix, New Jersey, were released. They had an incident back in 2009 where the FBI stopped them from doing violence. When you see these guys, there's like four nearly homeless guys, and they were mad at the government because they all had military backgrounds or something like that, and they were upset. And the FBI was like, "Hey, if you had a gun, would you run into a building and shoot up everybody? Man, if I had a gun, I would do that right now. What about if you had explosives? I'll blow up everybody. All right. Well, then go back out in the back and see my buddy back there.
he got some gear.
Man, they gave these dudes some busted up guns and guns with no firing pins,
Mm-hmm.
grenades with no charge,
Right.
and then turned around and locked them up,
Yeah.
and then paraded them out. Look what we did! Look what we did! The first time I saw it, I said, "Yo, they didn't do nothing." And I saw the pictures of the dudes that actually they were talking to. Yo, these dudes are damn near malnourished. Who they gonna fight? Who they gonna fight?
But it fit the narrative.
Yes, and during that time,
White males. White
No,
males.
these dudes were black.
Oh, they're black. These are black.
Dudes are black dudes, and they
Oh.
they weren't even like religious or anything like that. But during that time, there was a need to make us feel more safe and scare us that there was a
Homegrown
threat.
terrorists.
Yep, they were threats.
Homegrown terrorists.
Yep.
Yeah.
They were. These guys were Americans. They were Americans in Fort Dix, New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "Are you kidding me?" And now those guys are getting out. They won an appeal,
And they're gonna sue.
and I'm sure they are. I'm sure
Yeah.
they did almost 10 years in jail.
Oh wow.
Yeah, man, it was like 2008, 2009. This happened, and they're just getting out now. So that's even
Oh
more than that.
wow.
So that's
I didn't even
almost-
hear about that one.
I'll send it to
No,
you.
I didn't hear about them getting out. I
They
heard
call
about the incident. I didn't hear about them getting out.
Yeah, they call them the something four. There's like whatever the other neighborhood is.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Okay.
So
All right.
Next topic.
Right. So the next topic is talk about practice shooting distance. What's the advantage? And what's the disadvantage? Go ahead, Al. You've been practicing this.
Oh yeah. Well, my thing is that you should be able to shoot at least 25 yards at will. And what I mean by that at will is you should be able to call your shot at 25 yards. And when I say call your shot, within, I'm not talking about hitting a quarter, but you should at least be able to hit
10 ring.
a man-sized target at 25 yards and not miss. Like completely walk down to the target and nothing there. And I've seen that where it's like, oh my God, what the hell? What are they doing? And you got to make a full assessment of what's going on. But you had a good thing and I didn't put it into words, and I'm going to use your words and give you credit for it, that 15-yard thing, engagement.
Mm-hmm.
So you definitely should be able to do it at 15 yards. And the 15-yard engagement, what he meant by that, what he said to me then, and I was like, wow, that's the same. We were talking about how far would you engage somebody. and I'm pretty good at 25. I'm good out to 50 and with a pistol. And at that point, it starts to get sketchy. But nonetheless, we were talking about it and we kind of broke it down to 15 yards because that's a place where you can actually move to cover, you can move to concealment, you can hide, you can make more distance, make that 15 yards 50 yards, 75, 100, get away, get behind cars in a parking lot, go into buildings if necessary, depending if you're in an urban environment, if you're out in the middle of the country somewhere, hopefully you got a car. I don't know what to tell you. I don't go that far. I don't do country. But that's what you have to think about in your mind. You're in a mall. You're in type. We're old, so we always talk about malls. But strip center, department store, box store, Walmart, wherever you are, you have to think about when you're going to engage and how far, because you should have a limit. If you can't engage, you can't hit a stationary target at 15 yards consistently when there's nobody shooting at you. There's no threat. How you going to do that under?
You got a problem. You got a huge problem.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because 15 yards, that silhouette is the same size as you almost.
Mm-hmm. Right. Same size
and,
as you, and you can still see the gun.
Yeah. You can still, you can see the whites of their eyes. If they open the mouth, you can see the back of their tonsils.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
but I know people, what they do. You saw this, and I think when we first started this, we used to talk about it. The guy says, I'm 21 feet out. You mean 7 yards?
Yeah.
They'll say that long number because it sounds like
make it sound
big.
like it's long. Yeah.
Like he's doing something. Dude, 7 yards. That's not even a first down in football.
Dude, we see people go to the range on the indoor range and can't hit targets at 4 yards.
Oof.
And if you're shooting in the indoor range and you're hitting targets at 4 yards, you should be shooting bullseye.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And if you're not shooting bullseye, and if you are shooting bullseye, push it out. Push it out to 7. Push it out to 15. You should be continuing to hit bullseye at 15 yards. There's no difference. And then you can be able to push it out to 20 and 25 yards and still do the same exact thing. The only thing it is slowing your cadence.
Right.
That's all it is.
Yep. The further the distance, the more time it should take you to shoot.
Yeah.
So the next thing I would say is the cloverleaf drill. And the cloverleaf drill is what I was working on with the guys I was telling you about. We started that first. And what that is a very good marksmanship, and it only requires 3 rounds. And you can do it any way you want. And I tell them all the time because I know the best way to do it, but I don't tell everybody that right off the top. So it's 1 round, 2 hands, 1 round left hand, 1 round right hand. It's up to you. They all have to touch though. All 3 rounds have to touch. And the killer is you do it at 1 yard away. And I guarantee, unless you are some phenomenal trigger control, sight alignment person, you're not going to do it the first time. It's just that difficult. And you do the first one a yard away. If you complete that, you just take a step back, do it 2 yards, do 3 yards. The furthest I've been able to do it, about 5 yards. 5, I think I got a cloverleaf one time, about 5 yards of doing it with Omar. But that's about it. And if you get down to 7 yards, you can do a cloverleaf at 7 yards, you are fantastic. And there's no time limit. And if you want, you can put a time limit on it. If you get it at 1 yard the first time, put a time limit on it, see what happens. It's a really good drill to develop trigger control, sight alignment, sight picture, that shooting with one hand, shooting with your offhand, whichever that may be. Actually, for me, my right hand is my offhand. I'm more comfortable shooting with my left hand.
Yeah, those are good techniques to get your sight picture, sight alignment, your breathing down packed, and also it'll help you with shooting distance. Here we go. WK said he went to the range today and shot 5 rounds at 25 yards in 3 seconds at bullseye, at all bullseye, and they freaked out. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So
is that an X bullseye, or is that from 9? From was it 9, 9, 10, and X?
That's should have been the
X is it X.
I think you used the Glock targets, right? I think the marksmanship targets, GSS marksmanship targets. I think that's what he used.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's still good no matter what it is. I mean, because it's only 8 inches.
But he shoots bullseye all the time. So yeah, his shot groups is going to be tight at 25 yards. Right. If you practice an event and you do it over and over and over, repetition, you're gonna be good at it. You know
You
what I'm
should
saying?
be. If
You
you're
should
doing
be
it
good
right.
at it. Yeah. And so I mean, you're that becomes your specialty. Your specialty becomes being steady, shooting at 25 yards, and getting 3 rounds downrange at well, you say 5 rounds downrange in 3 seconds.
Mhm.
So that's actually pretty good. And so you practice that. You practice and you practice. It's the same thing if I was to take a rifle and do the um was it the what is it the what's the drill I always do when I do rapid fire
The failure drill,
no the
field drill.
no, not that one, the uh god damn it, I can't think of it.
Describe it, man.
When I shoot 3 rounds and I just let the hammer fall and I keep all the rounds in an 8-inch circle. um
It's basically a billet drill, but I got
no,
you.
it's not a bill drill. I did, remember I fired about 15 rounds into that drill.
Right.
uh uh, when you shoot at people, you keep their heads down. Uh, come on, we did this drill a lot. It's
I
like
know-
the first
I know
drill
it.
I do
You
on
blocked
the
me out as
thing,
soon as you
man.
said it. Yep.
It's not a mag dump. It's not a mag dump. So
Nope.
don't. No, it's not a mag dump.
He
It's
said
a
practice helps, mag dumping doesn't. That's he. I got you.
yeah. It's not a It's a when you flank somebody and the other forces shoot at somebody and keep their heads down. What is that called?
Oh, suppression.
Suppressor fire drill.
Right.
Right. But I can do a suppressor fire drill at 15 yards and keep it in a 8 to 10 inch circle.
Right.
Yeah, and that's putting the hammer down. I practice that drill so much I can do it. You know what I'm saying? So here you go.
No, he got it. It's suppressive fire. He
Yeah,
calls it
suppressive fire.
drill.
GSF targets 3 on the center X, 2 in the 10 ring, just outside the center X. Okay, cool.
Yep.
All right. And Black Chalk was practice helps mag dumps.
Mag doesn't dump. He's saying shooting into the ether, as I was saying earlier, doesn't help you. You got to have a
Oh
defined
yeah.
target.
You gotta practice.
That's how you get marksmanship. If you miss, you miss.
Mhm.
Don't miss again. That's the
Right.
key.
Right.
And Reggie was laughing at your brain fart.
Yeah, my brain just
from
went
my
down.
side.
I mean, that's the first thing the first drill,
You're right.
Reggie, that's the first drill I do when I do a lot of these specialty classes because so I let these guys see the suppressive fire drill. And the suppressive fire drill is actually done with 3 people, but sometimes I do it with 1 myself. But it's actually, you can do it in a cadence with 3 people. And it's beautiful to see it. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It's not the chaos drill, suppressive drill. Yeah. So chaos drill is just 2 and come back. I hate the chaos drill. You know what I'm saying? It makes me think. I don't like thinking when I shoot. I just like shooting. You know what I'm saying?
So with that being said, with that last comment, just like I know he just likes shooting. What's
Right.
the distance that you guys shoot at? What distance do you shoot? Put in the comments. Where do you shoot? We already know WK's doing 25 yards. And what's the furthest? Because like I said, I know steel targets, 8-inch gong, 50 yards. I know I'm good. And depending on the pistol, most people who are around me and they would see me with the Beretta, they know that's one of my favorite guns. But I also do well with Glock 34, Glock 21. All the Glocks pretty much the same, but I still find it with those guns. I don't like to be dependent on, I need to shoot only this gun or that gun. I have to be able to shoot all of them just equally as well, and I try to master them. I try to master because it doesn't make sense if you're good at one gun as an instructor, and then somebody brings in a Taurus, and you say, "Well, I don't know how to shoot a Taurus."
No, you shoot it anyway. You pick it up and shoot it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you pick it up and shoot it because it's just a gun.
Because
I'm
one
just saying.
thing that I noticed with these classes, the way we've been doing it in the last 2 years, is people who look at the gun and want to blame the gun, and then when you pick that gun up and put 3 rounds on top of each other from 7 yards out, and they go, "Okay, so it's not the gun." No, it's not the gun.
Right. And yeah, it just shows them. Then you should have their full attention, you know,
Yeah.
for that person to be like, okay, I need to listen to this man. Yeah, like WK. Only Misfits do mag dumps on the range. Yeah,
And you're very generous by saying misfits. That's really
yeah.
nice of you.
Should be MFs. You know, take the IS out and the T. And yeah, for me, my shooting range starts at 15 yards and to 25 yards. I won't engage anything at 25 yards if there's people around that target because I'm afraid of hitting other people.
Right.
My eyesight is not as good as it was when I was younger, and so for me, going anything farther than that with a pistol, I'm not doing it. I'll do it if you're in the open by yourself. I'll lay that whole 17 on you. You know what I'm saying? I have no problem. You know, I figured, you know, I get you. But if I got a rifle and you're out there, oh, you're done. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna dome you at 25. You know, that's the way it's gonna go.
So
You know?
you got to explain detail a little bit more about that 15 yards, because the 25 yards, what the biggest problem is people walking into your bullets, not necessarily. I
Yeah,
heard what you said,
exactly.
but it's
Right.
not necessarily the way people may hear it. And this is the thing that the whole discussion that we had, it was like we were out there for almost 2 hours. The thing about it is you can't control at 15
You
yards.
cannot control your
can-
environment.
You can see it, and that time where people are around is closer to you. At
Mm-hmm.
25 yards, that extra maybe, I don't know, quarter of a second, somebody could walk in between you and the bad guy as you after you broke the shot
And put you in jail.
and put you in jail. You know, unless it's the end of the world or some shit. But
Yeah.
if there's we're still being ruled by laws,
So,
you're going to be
If it's 15 yards and I know I have the advantage, the tactical advantage, because I got off the rail faster than they did, and my I'm getting a shot. I'm getting a sight picture quicker than they did, and I'm on my sights. I won't stand at that 15 yards. I'll close that gap.
right. Yeah, that was the other thing we talked. Yeah,
Yeah.
see, there you go. You're picking up now.
Because
That's what you said. Yeah.
to me, it's an ambush at that point. So how you get out of an ambush? You close the gap with the ambushees and get in close with them. Yeah, and that's what I do. I'll bring the fight toward them. I got nothing to lose. You know,
Right. At
I'm
that
gonna.
point, you're fighting uphill. You're fighting. What's
I'm
that
fighting.
thing?
I'm fighting to stay alive at that point. You know what I'm
You're
saying?
behind the 8 ball too.
Yeah.
So you're right. It's time to make a mess.
Only if I have the jump on them. If I drew before they did, and I got that muzzle's out, and I'm pressing, and then you know what I'm saying.
Right.
But if they got to jump on me, it'd be foolish for me to close the gap. You know what I'm saying? And so only thing I got to do is start going left and right, one of those two. But if I got to jump on you, let's say if somebody was to pull up their shirt and show me that they got their gun right there, boom, it's on.
Right.
We just started the game. You know, the buzzer just got hit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
See that's your world. In my world, they turn their side to me because I'm not involved. They're shooting each other, and I shoot all of them, like the red and the blue. I get all of them. I don't
see,
yeah.
he's going to jail.
Well, I'm saving them.
Reggie's like 10 to 15 yards, 25 yards if I try hard enough. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to close that one eye and
You got to try hard enough. Believe me, if you can hit targets at 25 yards, you have the tactical advantage than any other shooter. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And you got to concentrate. It will come to you where you're doing 5 rounds in 3 seconds at 25 yards. But in the beginning, you have to slow down, understand the process, and then speed up. And trust me, I am a fastest fast guy. I don't believe in smooth is slow and slow is snot. None of that crap. Fast is fast. Either you're going fast or you're going slow. It's either one or the other. But when it comes to precision shooting, it's a totally different game. It's not combat shooting. It's precision shooting. You then take that precision shooting into combat, and you have to be faster. Like WK said, doing 5 rounds in 3 seconds at 25 yards is on that level. And you always saying it. You can't judge combat. You can't tell me what speed combat is.
No, you can't.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
that's the key. What do you have to practice to the best of your ability. And if it
And
takes you 10 seconds to fire 3 rounds at 25 yards, you're losing.
this is another thing. You can't be afraid of dying. You have to understand. You carry this item, you're already dead. So if you're afraid of dying, you won't be as aggressive that you can out there, because if you're already dead when you pull it off the holster, now you're fighting to stay alive. You know what I'm saying? So look at it like that. You know, treat the firearm just like a samurai would. You know, when he draws that sword, somebody has to die. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully it's not you. You know what I'm saying? Al don't agree with that.
No, I do, but I just want you to know that that's not based upon Saber Team tactical doctrine. That's another level.
Oh yeah,
that you
we
get
don't
when
teach
you
that.
come
That's
out
not
to the
what
classes.
we don't teach that. No, no, no,
Exactly.
no, 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 no. That was just my personal opinion. I mean, I'm just fantasizing. That was all from a book I read. You know what I'm saying? That was not real. Uh, that was not real. That was from a book. It was,
I'm sitting here going, how far is this dude going?
it was from a book called Hollow Stone. I read that. That's what it was.
Oh my
So
God.
WK said the farthest,
Is
50 yards with
with a
Glock.
Glock 20, G20, 10 millimeter, and G17L 9 millimeter bullseye in running gun competition. Bullseye
Mhm.
running gun. The next one, see, I knew it because my man right here, I knew he saw it. Best advice I've heard all year: don't be afraid of dying. Reggie, you got to come out with him one time, Reggie. You do. You got to come out there. You've been out there while he was out there, but not when he was fully in charge. You got to be out there, bro. It gets even better or worse, whichever way you want to look at it.
Uh,
Oh, but I truly agree. That's why I didn't say anything. I'm listening and going, okay, that's paid material.
when I
That's
kept
paid
looking at you,
material.
and I was like, what's that? Something wrong? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I shouldn't have said that.
Oh no! Remember
Yeah.
the first time you hit Rick with one of those, and that was the same type of deal. It was like, oh yeah, that's right. You learn that next week.
Yeah. Right.
They were getting ready for the class to go
Right.
to class the
Yeah,
following week, and you
yeah.
say, yep, we got it.
Yeah, you'll learn that next week.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
telling you, man. There's a lot of gems, not just from books read, but actually books meaning experience and life, actual things that actually happen. All these things you can get from some guy that just took an online course and now he's marketing on Instagram. You gotta
Yeah.
have experience, and experience only comes to the old and wise.
Yeah, and because it's been tried many times. Like you saw that ammo, that cleaning kit. I mean, that thing was old, battered, and beat up. That's because many different techniques on how to clean firearms, weapons in the military was, went through that box. And like I said last week, we finally figured out we got to wash them. That's the best way to get them clean. You know.
You got to
So-
think outside the box. 'Cause that was probably
Yeah.
radical back when you were doing it.
Oh, it was, man. It was. They flipped
why-
out.
That's why
Yeah.
your man had to make sure he put a bet on it to make sure that you
Yeah.
get this done right. I'm gonna let you go.
Yeah. You're not gonna take a
Nah,
strike.
right? If not, you're gonna get a strike too. Boy, I think I would have cleaned everybody's gun my damn self. Get out. I got it.
Yeah. Oh, like I said, I inspected them all. You know what I'm saying?
Get out. Nope. Don't
Oh,
worry
okay.
about it. I got it.
What's this you sent me?
That's the one that I was
oh,
saying about.
It's 5 4.
So it's actually 5.
soldiers for 5 soldiers.
Four getting out at one time, and one. This is the original case. So
Mhm.
4 got out at one time, and one's getting out.
Oh, they were they called them as radical Islamic.
Yep.
So this was when they were fighting Al Qaeda
Mm-hmm.
back in 2007, 2008. Yeah.
Yep.
This was under George Bush.
Yep.
So we needed a oh, they was all from Cherry Hill.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So as I said, you might be familiar.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you'll be able to see this one because I can't stand this. These people here, this publication, but
It must be New York Times.
yep.
Yeah, New York
But
Times is the worst piece of trash I ever read.
they
You know?
they did a follow, but theirs is the outrageous manufactured case against the Fort Dix.
Oh wow, they actually said it in the bare half.
That's what I said.
Huh.
This is weird, but of course, you know you gotta get a subscription, I guess, or something.
And all these guys were all vets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
all of them.
And some had gone through Fort Dix.
Mm-hmm. I can't remember what Fort Dix is. It's not even a hardcore base. It's like
No, it was a reservist base.
Fort Dix is a reserve base.
It was. My dad went through there back in
Okay.
the 70s. They closed it down somewhere in the late 80s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right next
I
to it.
mean, if you do the search later when you get a chance, anybody you do the search, type in anything with Fort Dix, 4 or
Yeah,
5 terrorists,
It's a prison now.
and you'll see when you
It's
go
a
down
federal
there,
prison.
I heard, and when you see it, like CNN, all of them, everybody got in lock, stock, and step. They got lockstep. You know what I'm talking about? That thing. Where everybody following the
Lockstep.
next one.
Yeah.
They all fall in line. CNN
Yeah.
has radicals wanted to create carnage at Fort Dix. Yo, these dudes were set up, and mind you, they said the wrong things. They
Yeah.
said yes, they were interested in doing it, but they had no means to do it. They had
Right.
no guns, they had no munitions, nothing, and they locked them up and paraded.
FBI give you some means. They'll give you some means. Hey, Memphis. Beach. What's up, man? Yeah, they'll give you some means. Yeah, they'll give you explosives. They'll give you all types of stuff. You just got to
And
say you willing to do it.
We got on this because of
Hey, what's up, Henry?
the
How
guy
you
that
doing,
got
my man?
killed
Great
earlier
discussion. Thank
today.
you.
The
Mhm.
guy
You
that
said
got
what
killed
now?
early- I said we got on this topic because of the guy that got killed earlier today. That's what me and you were talking about, and that's
Yeah.
what I'm explaining to the guys while we even are talking about this crap. Is that we were, the usual two alphas banter, and it was like I said earlier, I didn't disagree with him. I just think that I have mixed feelings about it because you pull a gun on the authorities, they're gonna shoot.
They're
more
gonna
like
smoke
a-
you. Be ready. Be ready to go see either the light or the dark. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. And that part I don't have a problem with. But on the other side, what Al made a good point is there are other presidents that have been threatened. They go smoke them dudes.
Nope.
But this guy was more credible, is what I try to say. He told them all the rifles that he had in one post. He's talking about it sounded like a Russian. He said he had a sniper rifle.
He had a 50 cal Barrett
See?
sniper rifle. He had a ghillie suit. He had all types of other rifles on the walls. He had so much equipment, it was unreal. You know what I'm saying? And it was crazy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
see? Right.
I'll be scared, not afraid to take a calculated risk.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep, I think he's talking about it in reference to this guy out there. Where was he? In Utah, you said?
Yeah, Utah.
Yeah, because I mean that's crazy. It's literally crazy. And what's up? I saw Memphis Beach. How you doing, bro? Yeah, I check your channel out too. But
Right.
what I was saying is like when you do something like that and you get on their radar and they come to see you, I would think that they would come to see you in suits and ties. When they show up in full out, let's get it on gear.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I'll go back to what you said. I was like, okay, yeah, it is something weird with that because unless they did research on this guy and realized that he was a credible threat, I don't know how.
If he was a credible
two
threat,
squads of dudes out there. It was almost 20 people out there.
but back off, hit the dude at 3 a.m. You know what I'm saying? While you sleep.
Yeah, but the news are not awake at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh yeah.
They gotta be able to get this on the airs as soon as possible.
Yeah. Because he
that
was
was broad daylight.
right.
And I don't know if the suits knocked on the door and then they fell back and then they got the big guns in
Well,
there,
like I
or
said,
the
they
big
approached
guns
him
showed up
once.
first. Right.
They did a contact with him the first time. He told him, screw you, get the hell away from me.
Right.
and then that's when they went to his home with a search warrant at that point.
Wow.
Yeah.
At that point, it was all bets off.
And he was ready.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not ready enough. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So that theory that you had, that you spoke about a few weeks ago, it may have been able to work with him if he knew what he was doing.
Oh yeah, it would have. He had
I
the
saw
means
I
to
saw not
destroy
only
them.
that, but I saw the formations that they use.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
I
and
was
they're
like,
weak, man. They're weak.
I said,
They're
damn it.
so weak.
That damn Al wins again. Fuck
Yeah,
this guy.
they're so weak, and they don't carry enough. I mean, there's so many flaws, and they don't
Yeah,
even.
but dude, they would have shredded that house. That house all them dudes
They would
open
have
up that
shredded
house
that
would have
house,
shredded.
the house next to it, the house behind it, even the house behind them would have got shredded. They were like,
Yep.
"Why are you shooting behind you?" They just went in there and they shot up everything.
Yeah, it would have been ugly.
Those dudes don't think. You know what I'm saying?
It'd have been ugly, man. And
I mean,
that's the top level. That's the feds. That's the fed SWAT.
yeah, they're a joke, man.
Mm-hmm. That's
Yeah,
WK.
yeah, I saw that. Memphis Beach can shoot, y'all. Super competitor. He can run a gun. Cool. Yeah. I was just looking for his channel just a few minutes ago. I'll have to search for it later. And because when I type in Memphis Beach, you see all types of wild stuff. Stuff you don't want to show.
It just changed the algorithm.
It changes, man. I mean, it's like, woo, I mean, it goes wow. So,
so we get back to practicing and 25 yards, 15 yards. If you start out, do not be discouraged. Seriously, start out at 10 yards, move back to 15, go to 25, and then if you have to, go back to 10. You want to make sure that your practice is positive, so that if you don't get it at 25, go back to 10. Because I'll tell you what, it's the same shot from 3 yards that it is from 25 yards.
No difference.
What happens is this: if you push, it goes that way. It goes that way. The further back you get, that little miscue gets wider, and then when you miss, it gets wider. So little miscues up here from left to right, it doesn't impact you because you're so close. But the further back you get, you do a little anticipation. You pull, you push, the bullet's off. And at 25 yards, you can't have that. You got to be steady. You got to be as steady as possible. Firm grip. All that stuff comes into play. When this is the thing people get away with when they do these 3 yard shooting. They so fast, and everybody can do 1 second draw if you really think about it. 1 second draw and shoot. But once you start moving back and you put skill into play, and I cut my teeth on what's called PPC, which is police practical competition. It starts at 50 yards. You go 50, 25, 15, 7, and it stops. So you have to know sight alignment, sight picture. Shooting a revolver at 50 yards with standard sights, and you got to know a holdover. So I'm aiming at the throat in order for the bullets to drop into his chest, right? But you don't learn that until after you shoot a few times and you shot point of aim, point of impact, and your point of impact is down below the belly line, and you're getting 8 points instead of 10 points. Then you start to pull it up, and you practice and practice and practice to the point where you hold in at the neck and dropping them down into the X, and then you wind up with 10X. So go ahead.
I was gonna say shooting a human in below the belly line. Belly button is actually pretty good. So don't get discouraged when shooting a human that low.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's why I said a minute a man.
Yeah, it stops their legs.
If you can have minute a man in a gunfight, you're deadly.
Mm-hmm.
Putting the rounds on target. You know, we see all these videos. We saw the one with a few weeks ago, months actually. The lady ran up on these other two ladies, and one lady that was in the hallway, she had a gun and she went to fire back. She hit one of the chicks in the ass, and the other one got scot-free, and they were 10 feet in front of her. Not yards, 10 feet in front of her. And she missed them. Right? That's 3 yards.
Yep.
That's 3 yards away, and she missed.
Mm-hmm.
She got one, grazed one in the ass, and the other one in front is, again, 3 yards away. She missed them. It happens, especially if you're not proficient when you're not moving. So if you can't, those guys that I'm working with now, I told them we have to be proficient before we start moving. You have to be able to put the rounds exactly where I tell you to put them before we start moving. We can't move and do this stuff with you guys shit all over the place. You can't do that. You can't do that. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen.
Right.
You know, we're shooting rifles and pistols, and target has to look like that. It can't look like a shotgun hit it.
Yeah. Right.
See? Yep, that's a good one right there. That last one that Howard put up. That's a real good one.
All right. I found it easy. Oh, you go ahead. Go ahead.
I found it easier to make a visual circle, aim at the ground near the target for your first one, then work adjustments to the next one on the next one.
See, Howard think he's shooting a 203. I know what you're doing, my man.
Right. Okay. Yeah, because I'm looking at it going, okay, I had to try that.
Yeah, but it does. Yeah, it does work. Visualize your target, your aim point before you actually hit it, shoot at it. Then your mind should automatically adjust your sights to it. Right. It's a trick thing that you can do. It does work. Yeah. But
did you get that? That was Memphis Beach.
Yeah, I already pulled up his page.
Okay.
Yeah, I pulled it up and was looking at it.
Cool beans.
Yeah.
WK, because your boy over here busy. Right this way.
Yeah. You know me, man. Also, too, I was gonna say, if you do shoot at distance, remember, shooting practice and competition is a little bit different from shooting people. So I'm trying to word this right. Just remember your round count is 6. Always 6. And it's the reason why I say 6, because the person's adrenaline, rage, and the possibility they're on drugs comes into play. So don't do 1 or 2, don't do 3, do 6. If they're not hitting the ground by 6, put 6 more. You know what I'm saying? So just remember that. Even at 25 yards, 6. Try to do 6 if you can.
That's a good number. Back in my day, 6, and then a reload.
That was a revolver. Yeah, I thought you. Yeah, it's because I know them flintlocks you had. You can only do 1 at a time.
That was
you know what I'm saying?
That was the mad minute, bro. I can get 3 rounds off.
Yeah, I know. And people shoot back.
Yep.
But remember what I just said. You cannot be afraid of dying. So if you're worried about them people shooting back, it's going to mess your shot up.
Yep.
You got to deal with it. Block it out of your mind and just do what you got to do.
Yep. Truer words have not been spoken tonight.
So what else we got? That's it?
That's it.
Yep, that's it.
Thank you, gentlemen. If you guys don't mind, before you get out of here, touch that like button, hit the bell, put subscribe on it. We'll be back in the next within 36 hours.
Yep. And like Reggie said, 6 regardless of the caliber. That's right.
Absolutely. He said it with a question mark. Yeah.
Oh yeah, question mark.
45, 9, 40, 10 millimeter.
What's 6, baby?
6.
Yeah. So what are you afraid of? I mean, what if you pay 50 cents a round?
Right.
You worried about spending money? You already spent the money. Might as well give them the change, right?
Exactly.
So, yeah. So what are you worried about? Yep. You know what I'm saying?
Squeeze off 6.
Yeah. Like the page, YouTube. We're on Rumble. Rumble's our best channel. We get the most support over there. YouTube sucks for us.
Imagine we don't even have any guns, man. Imagine we had
we're not even showing guns. Right. You know what I'm saying? And they still suppressing us.
And mind you, I was the skeptic until we were 200 subscribers, and now we're down to 199.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah, they're killing this channel on YouTube, but Rumble is really giving us the numbers, and so we're gonna really push this channel on Rumble and say, YouTube, you can kiss my black. That would have been pretty good if I had shut the channel down. That's right. Yeah. All right, guys. We'll see you on the range. If you guys are out at South River, I'll be on the range May 14, Saturday,
Saturday.
shooting some pistols. If you come out to the shoot, just remember you got to pay $30 and for the range fee. And but you can come on out, have a good time with me. I'll be out there maybe at about 2. And but I got about 5 pistols I can shoot. I'm not bringing any rifles, so don't come out there with no freaking rifles. You know, pistols only. So and have a little fun. You know.
Yep.
All right.
All
See you on the range, guys.
See you on the range, guys.